All right, welcome everyone. Hope you all are doing amazing. All right, so today we are going to be discussing about two topics. All right, so the first topic is going to be how anyone can go ahead and earn yield using the solUST token. And the second thing that we will, or topic that we will look at is how about the Soluna Governance Token. Okay, it just went live and we will discuss all about it right now. All right, so let's jump right in. And before we go ahead with the first topic, I would just like to mention if you're wondering, like if you're new and wondering like, hey, what's Soluna DAO and what is this protocol about? What is the Sol UST token? I have explained this in great length. I'm sure like, people who have watched my previous two videos, you are pretty informed about what is Sol UST and what is the Soluna DAO and so on and so forth. But if you aren't, just use Google this term Soluna DAO, okay, and you just scroll a bit lower and you will find two different videos. Okay, the first video I would highly recommend start off with this video because it explains you in great detail. We go through the docs and so on and so forth. We explain a few different risks and also different types of features and functionality what Soluna offers. But in specifically, we have demonstrated how anyone can actually earn interest by staking or by staking their Sol UST on the Soluna protocol itself. We have seen that, and this interest is being generated from Terra, from the Terra's Anchor protocol. Okay, so I've explained that to you, not just explain, but I've also shown you how to do that. Okay, if you have already staked Sol UST, there is some good news for you. I think if you're very active on Soluna DAO's Discord, you already know what the good news is. And so keep watching. I will mention what is that. And the second video that I highly recommend is this is more for the users who are on Terra blockchain and who has the native USD and they're looking to earn some interest on that Terra USD and they can bring that over to Solana by minting Sol USD on Soluna DAO, and they can go ahead and then stake it in order to earn interest. And also, the first topic of today, which is how they can actually earn yield using Sol USD. Okay, so first I've shown you how to stake it, and earn interest on the Soluna DAO protocol. And now we will take a look at how actually you can provide liquidity to a pool on Saber and how you can actually earn some trading fees and also some farming rewards from Saber, and you will actually acquire the SBR token. Okay, and the whole SBR Saber protocol, it deserves a separate video because it's such an amazing product and the team is amazing, the community is amazing. They have a lot of moving pieces going on like their governance and so on and so forth, and it's a very simple protocol but it's very useful. It's one of the core protocols on Solana DeFi for liquidity, and not just for Solana liquidity, but to pull in, cross-chain liquidities. But anyways, that's just the TLDR of what what Saber is. Now let's take a look at the first topic. All right, so and just to make sure like we are on the same page, you don't have to worry about all the links that we discussed right now because we'll be taking a look at some of the protocols and links here and there. Everything is going to be in the video description, so make sure to check that out. And also, please note that these are DeFi protocols. They have inherent risk like smart contract risk, and there are different counterparty risk which are associated with all of these protocol. So you should always do your own research and also make sure your personal operational security is tight. Okay, so secure enough. All right, so So make sure you're comfortable with all of that. And this is not like I'm, I'm trying to scare you or something. It is just to make sure you're aware of all of the facts and everything. And if you incur a loss, it's you who's responsible. I'm sure like you all are. So let's get to all of this. All right. So anyways, earning yield on solUST, how to actually offer solUST as a liquidity or to a pool. Okay, I'm sure like some of you already, or maybe most of you have already done this in the past, or maybe have done something similar by providing liquidity somewhere on some protocol. But in this case, we are going to be depositing solUST on Saber pools, okay, on one of the stable swap pools on Saber, and we'll see how to do that, okay? So as I mentioned, you will be earning trading fees because you're creating a market, and also you'll be earning farming rewards in the form of like SBR token. And SBR, it relates to the governance and voting escrow and so on and so forth. And also, if you have heard the term Saber Wars, so that's all related to the governance and the voting escrow stuff which is going on with Saber, but it totally deserves a separate video altogether. Okay, but anyways, now let's click here. All right, so go to Saber, and it will take you directly to the pool on Saber where you can go ahead and then just stake your Sol USD. As you can see, this pool, it's about Sol USD stablecoin pool. But some of you might be wondering, hey, what is this LP or what is this liquidity pool? It's just basically you're creating a market between these two types of tokens, and these two types of tokens are stable. Why is this stable? Because every Sol UST is backed one to one by UST on Terra. And Saber themselves, they are a protocol which is a stable swap AMM. Okay, it's a cross-chain stable swap AMM. That means they only have stable pools, not just stable coin pools, but also other tokens which are like to like. Okay, and that means it could be one version of Sol versus another version of Sol. They basically create a market so that people can come here and they can use this liquidity in order to acquire tokens. Let's say you have USD, like wormhole USD, and you want to get some Sol USD. You come to Saber and you can swap it, and you can when you're actually providing liquidity, you earn some trading fees. Okay, and also as you provide liquidity, you will also generate farming rewards in the form of SBR token. I think I've already mentioned to you that, but anyways, that is for Saber video, which will be at a later stage. But right now, let's focus on this. So basically, by providing liquidity, you are creating a market. That's it. Okay, and you are of course sharing your liquidity. But yeah, okay, so now if you are wondering like, hey, how do I get Sol USD in the first place? So what I would say is go to Jupiter.ag. Okay, so this is Jupiter aggregator. It's a DEX aggregator. Okay, so that means it gives you the best price across all the DEXs across Solana. Okay, so you don't have to worry about like, hey, which DEX is the best. You just use Jupiter if you're using an amount which is probably let's say, yeah, you just use Jupiter. But I would highly recommend, like, if you are using something above like 10K, use some like Clob or something like central limit order book. But anyways, if you're using if you're trying to exchange or trade something which is 10,000 or less dollars, you can use like AMM. But anyways, so if you come to Jupiter and connect your wallet, or without connecting wallet also you can find it. But anyways, let's say you have USDC. Okay, For example, let's say you have USDC, now you want solUSD. This is pretty straightforward, right? And I think the previous time we did the video about staking solUSD, it wasn't available on Jupiter, but now it seems to be available. That's great. But anyways, if you have USDC, you can acquire solUSD just by swapping it, okay? Just whatever amount, let's say 20, and yeah, that's, you know, so 19.9 Sol USD, that's what you receive. And as you see over here, they always give you the best price by going through different routes. Okay, so the more complex the transaction, the more routes will be found, and the best price will always be given to you. Okay, because that's the promise of Jupiter. Okay, they give you the best price per swap, they give you the best tokens, and they give you the best experience for users and also developers. But anyways, Jupiter also, I think I keep elaborating on them each video whenever I use them. But anyways, coming back to the providing the liquidity, all right? So you went ahead and you got your solUSD token. And also a second way to acquire solUSD is the mint function. Okay, let's say if you're a Terra user and you have USD already on your Terra station wallet or whatever wallet you use, you can come to soluna.money and you can just go ahead and deposit that and connect both the wallets. And I show you all these in detail in the video in the videos that I explain. The links will be in the description. Okay, so make sure to check that out. So once you deposit Sol USD, like I mean Terra USD, you will receive or mint Sol USD on Soluna DAO. That is another way how you can actually acquire it. All right, so now you know how to acquire it. Let's get to the liquidity. Okay, so now as you see, like, hey, you'd be wondering, hey, Jimmy, I don't want to provide liquidity to this pool, even though like Soluna is recommending me this pool. But let's say I want to search for other pools. Okay, you can do that by two ways. Okay, on Saber, you can just click on farms and just go to farms and just give it a second, and then just click on USD, because Sol USD, it's a US dollar stablecoin, which is a composable stablecoin, exists on Terra as well as like Solana. So once you click on USD, you can just search for USD right here, and as you see, there are two options showing up. Sol USD with USD. This is the pool which Soluna is recommending me to add liquidity to. All right, but there's also another pool which is with Hubble protocol. Hubble is a native stablecoin on Solana, and Hubble is another protocol. If you just click on this, you will go to the protocol itself. Okay, so basically it's something like Maker. Okay, you add collateral and then you can actually borrow like USDH, which is a stable coin. So anyways, as you see, this is a stable coin, this is a stable coin. They can create a pair, and this can be done very easily on Saber, and that's what Saber does best. Not just within Solana, it also brings in other stable coins and other assets from different other blockchain, and then it matches to like assets, and then they create a market out of it. All right, so anyways, so you can choose whichever pool you want to select. As you see, the APYs are mentioned over here, and as I mentioned previously, you will receive farming rewards. So you will receive some Saber token, as you see over here, and this is the rate APY going on for Saber right now if you add liquidity to this pool. So whatever, it's very subjective. It's up to you. If you want to go for the highest APY, feel free to do so. People do that most often, and if you want to go for the most trading pair, trading liquidity pool, so that you generate more trading fees, you can also go ahead and do that as well. All right, so but how do you know like which one is the most traded pair amongst both this pair? Okay, so what I would do is on Saber, you will see this more option. I think some of you already know this, but just click on stats, and once you go to the stats page, just go scroll down, just click on all so that it shows you everything. There's no search option in like direct search option, but anyways, I'm just going to control F and search here. So as you see, there is sold USD, which is the first pair, and that is the most traded pair for Sol USD pool. And then the second one is right here. So this is around like it has some liquidity around like 369,000 total value locked, and the first one it has around 2.4 million. So that in that way you know that solUST is the most traded pair for a solUST LP, and you can also add liquidity to this, no problem. But as you're aware, so that's why you have to like, I mean, this is just for you to assess. Okay, so that's why you see solUSD, since it's like the most traded pair, that's why they have a bit lower APY than the other one. Okay, so but in this case, this will generate more trading fees because the total value locked is more over here, and also this is one of the like most traded pair compared to the other pool, which is with USDH. So that's why here they give you more APY because the risk is a bit more high of the liquidity. Okay, but in any case, you are not going to face the risk of like impermanent loss because these are stable pairs. Okay, and these are stable coin pairs. Okay, so but anyways, if you use Saber, there's no impermanent loss. Okay, so and there's minimal slippage. Okay, once you do like trades and so on and so forth. But anyways, that's for a separate video. Right now you understand how this APY actually relates to the stats over here, but there are other dynamics as well, other market dynamics that it's that we can discuss as we go. All right, so but anyways, in general you get the idea of like the APY, you get the idea of the stat. But now let's look into like how you can actually choose one of them. Let's say I want to add solUSD. I want to add my solUSD to this, and I want to generate interest on this. That's what I want. So in this case, this will be the pool. Okay, you can do this directly on Saber, or or a better option would be to just directly use Quarry. Okay, so Quarry also is a protocol which aggregates all which aggregates or which helps or which facilitates other protocols in order to go ahead and launch liquidity mining for them. Okay, it aggregates all these different types of protocol, which I'll show you in just a bit. All right, so if you go to app.quarry.so, links will be in the description as always. Click on browse rewarders. Okay, so if you just click here, you will find like there are different protocols as you see over here, and for us what we are looking for the Saber. Okay, so once you see over here, you will see there are 99 different pools over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and like view queries in the search over here right now. I'm going to search for like solUST, right? So once you do that, like let's say if you want to actually go ahead and control F as well, you will see like, hey, solUSD is in the first pair, and it's highlighted over here. Okay, so as you can see, like the Saber pools also show you like solUSD to USDH, and then the first pool is solUSD to USD. That is exactly what they show you right here on Quarry as well. solUSD USD, solUSD USDH. Okay, so now here it's you can choose either one, and we have learned like why is the APY higher on one, why is the APY a bit lower on one. We have discussed that, but now I just, let's say for example, for this case I'm just going to add liquidity to this. All right, so you can basically, you don't have to use Saber, but you're already using Saber by using Quarry, because it's these dApps, they're composable, and they are interconnected with one. Okay, so if you use this interface in order to do that, it's the same, which I will show you right now. So let's say, okay, I go ahead and okay, I clicked on ledger. Let's see. Okay, I'm using Phantom Wallet. You can use any other wallet. If you want to download like Phantom Wallet, links will be in the description. Make sure to check that out. It's a really cool wallet. But anyways, all right. So I have Sol. You know how to acquire Sol. You know what is the difference between, the APYs, and you have seen how the stats like more or less works. You have seen like how to actually use Soluna DAO and mint solUST. But now let's go ahead and actually do that. Okay, so as you see, it's pretty straightforward. They show you the API, they show you the amount of liquidity which is staked, a composition of like both the tokens. But here, once you come here, you'll be like, hey Jimmy, why is it not showing anything? I have solUST. Why is it not showing me over here? In order to do that, you actually need to go ahead and deposit solUST, all right, in the pool. Okay, so you can do that by just over here. Okay, so if you see this, just click this thing and it will take you to the pool. Okay, whichever pool. Now let's say, for example, like, hey, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I want to go for the APY which is higher. Okay, I want to do this. All right, great, no worries. Just click stake and do the same thing. Click here. It'll take you to directly to Saber. As you see, they will take you directly to Saber. Now you can come here and click connect your wallet. Bam, bam, bam. All right, that's great. So now once you do that, now this is a pool, okay? And now you can see the fees, APY, and all that stuff, and you also know what the APY is going to be for this pool itself. Okay, you also know the total amount stake. But anyways, you are interested in adding liquidity to this. And Saber, it's like most of the AMNs these days, they are all one-sided LPs, meaning if you have either one of these tokens, you can just add them directly. You don't previously on Uniswap, like back in the days. Now I think they have one-sided like pools, and back in the days you had to add like 50% of this token and 50% of this token, and it was a mess. Now it's pretty easy. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to deposit the entire amount right like this. Click on deposit, and you can see like what your share is going to be, how much percent of the pool you're going to acquire, and what is the LP token that you will receive. All right, so this token will appear in my wallet. Okay, you will see once I confirm this, pop up, approve it, bam, bam, bam. I hope it's pretty straightforward for a new user also, in order to go ahead and just get started with DeFi, because I do understand it's sometimes pretty intimidating to understand all the nomenclature and all that stuff. But if you're already a power DeFi user, you are already familiar with all of this. But there's also for you guys, and it's also for like people who are just willing to get started with like DeFi. So it's also, I hope it's useful for them as well. Okay, so I just want to create like a balanced sort of a video, and that's why the extra explanation. But enough of the talking right now. So as you have seen, like, okay, I've deposited my Sol USD, and I've acquired some unstaked LP tokens. Now over here it says you can click on this and you can start farming directly. Okay, you can see stake into the Sol USD USDH farming pool in order to earn additional stable rewards, which are the farming incentives on your LP tokens. So you can now generate interest. Now if you look into your wallet, you will have 862.18, say LP tokens. Okay, not this one. You see, so you have the same amount in your token in your wallet as well. So you have it. Okay, you can either click on this farm and you can add liquidity over here. So this is the liquidity mining pool where it starts generating. But if you don't want to do that, what you could do is come back to Quarry on the same pool, because you're still on the same page and you didn't actually close your browser. Now you will see that same LP tokens appear over here. Why? Because you're just like I mentioned, these dApps are composable. So Like you see, your amount will be updated right here, and you're already added solUST liquidity. Now all you need to do is just come here and start mining liquidity, or that's what they call as farming. Okay, so click here, click deposit. There you go. It'll ask you to sign the transaction and approve it. Go ahead and do that. All right, great. All right, so just give it a second and it should appear on this side. All right, there you go. So now you're mining tokens, and you have added, what you have done is you have created a, you have actually added some liquidity or some capital to this pool, and you will start earning trading fees in you'll start earning trading fees, and also you'll earn trading fees in the form of like 2.2%, and also you will generate SPR tokens as reward, and you can claim it whenever you want. All right, so and you can also withdraw your liquidity. Just come to Quarry, or you can, it's the same interface. Okay, so if you go to farms now, since my wallet is already connected, you will see your farms. My farms will pop up, and you will see how much SPR you're going to get per day, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is more or less, like you see, that is more or less, the whole idea of adding liquidity, and that's how you can actually make use of your solUST in another way if you aren't staking. All right, so great. I hope you understood that one. All right, now let's get to the second topic. Okay, enough of that. Now, as you're aware, yesterday, if you have already looked at the Twitter account of like Soluna, or maybe read their Medium article or something, you're pretty aware that they recently, or yesterday, they launched their governance token, which is the SLNA token. And on my first video, where I showed you actually how to go ahead and actually stake the token solUST and generate some interest, if you have done that, what I would say is like, hey, if you connect your wallet, you must have got an airdrop. Okay, so and that airdrop, I will show you how to actually acquire, but you must have got an airdrop. But let's learn a bit more about the governance and how everything works, and what are their plans, and so on and so forth. So basically, you earn some SLNA tokens as a depositor of solUSD. So if you stake Sol USD, or if you stake solUSD over here, or if you have solUSD and other different criteria which are mentioned in this document, you can actually you have actually earned an airdrop, and also you can acquire SLNA tokens as well. And also they have added a trading pair on Dexlab, so you can go ahead and trade or buy or purchase the governance token from there, or you can sell it as well, whatever is your choice. Okay, so as you wish. So now the Soluna Governance Token. Okay, the token, it's called, like, the ticker is SLNA token, and it just went live yesterday, as you see, between 5 to 6 o'clock in the evening UTC. And yeah, so this kickstarts the liquidity mining program, and the liquidity mining programs are already going on Saber, and as you know, and at least for now. Okay, but later on maybe they have other trading pools, other trading pairs on different other protocols as well. But anyways, so there's no ICO for like SLNA tokens, and you can just acquire them by just farming it. Okay, so by farming it in the sense like, once you stake Sol, you can earn SLNA tokens. All right, so, and if you see over here the token distribution and supply, of course, like 30% it goes to the initial contributors and investors, I mean the devs and the investors. And yeah, one year lockup, 3 year release. So basically they lock up the token for 1 year, and within 3 years you can actually go ahead and release the token, or unlock the token. And 25% of the SLNA token, it goes to the treasury, because treasury is something like, a backup or something like that. So it's yeah, it's a treasury. The word treasury, that's the meaning of the same thing. And for the DAO, okay, and 45% is going to be distributed through mining reserve, liquidity mining reserves and incentives, and also they'll be doing a retroactive airdrop. I think for people who have staked and other criterias, they will do distribution based on that as well. All right, so total supply is going to be 1 billion SLNA tokens. Not more than 1 billion token is going to exist. So that's great. Okay, so it's sort of they have a cap on that. All right, so that's great. And SLNA, it's a SPL token. On Solana, the token address is this, and this directly, once you click here, it takes you to the Explorer. You can also use this, and you can use other Explorer, and you can quickly cross verify uh, this. Okay, so Solscan, is also one of the popular explorers on Solana. So if you just come here and copy paste the token address, you will see it's the Soluna Governance Token. That's great. So if you click on it, you will see, okay, this is pretty legit. Okay, it looks legit, and it is legit. Okay, so and also it's coming from their Medium article and from their information. But if you have any doubts, just head over to the Discord and ask their admin or their core team what is the token, and they will clarify it with you if you want to double check on that. So always make sure to verify all of the details and be comfortable with that, because there could be unknown tokens which are listed and so on and so forth. So you might get yeah, so there are a lot of things going on, shady things. But anyways, verify all of that. All right, so verify on multiple explorer, ask people around, ask their admin. He's one of the core dev or core team members. So ask him, just tag him on Discord, on their Discord, and you'll get that. I think you already know that. But anyways, coming to the yield farming. Okay, so basically, so for those who have staked Sol, there will be an opportunity to move a staked Sol into a newly deployed Quarry pool query before SLNA starts accruing. On March 11, 2022, between 5 to 6 p.m., funds deposited in this query will automatically start earning SLNA yield. In the future, yield will also be distributed to Saber pairs containing solUST. So we have done that. Okay, so we have seen how to actually do that, and also we have seen how to actually go ahead and start earning SLNA by actually depositing it, which I will show you in just a bit. Okay, so now during the first 10 days of SLNA rewards, 2% of the supply, you can all read this in great detail. I'll not go through this, but anyways, community governance is basically the DAO is to maintain how the progress or what is the future of this protocol, and how does it actually community wants to or likes to see it evolve as a product. So this will depend on proposals and so on and so forth. They will be involved in Tribeca DAO, as you see over here. Saber is also involved, and there are so many other protocols within Solana which leverages Tribeca DAO in order to actually do governance, on-chain governance. Right, so that's great. And the retroactive airdrop, as I was mentioning, so this would be for there were about like 8,700 eligible addresses for this airdrop with claimable amounts depending on which tokens were held. So I'm sure like some of you who have already watched my first video about Soluna DAO, the deep dive, and how to stake it, how to stake SolUST. I think some of you already have received this airdrop by staking SolUST. That's great. But this is going to be distributed, to the holders of Luna token, the wormhole token bridged over from the Terra blockchain, and also the Terra USD token, which is bridged over using the wormhole blockchain over to Solana, and also the holders of SolUSD and the people who stake SolUSD on the interface, and also the Saber and Saber holders, okay, based on the snapshot taken on March 8th. So 3 days ago, 4 days ago, they took a snapshot. Snapshot is just like, because all these are blockchains, and they know who who's actually using the protocol or which addresses are using the protocol. They take a snapshot based on that. It's just like a picture of like, until that time who used it, what addresses, and then they're going to airdrop. Okay, so basically the criteria was like each Solana address that contained over like 10 Sol, if you held like 10 Sol USD or 10 staked Sol USD or 20 USD, the wormhole USD, or zero point 0.2 Luna wormhole, or 1000 Saber if you had in that wallet, you must have received an appropriate airdrop based on that. All right, so users would be able to claim SLNA and airdrop slightly after the farming has begun. There's no expiry date for claiming the tokens. All right, so I've already done the claiming myself, but if you want to actually go ahead and do that, you go over to like stake function, and once you click on this, if you connect your wallet and click on this, you will see like claim SLNA. So if you click here uh, in claim SLNA, you will see this option which says like, it'll for you whatever will be the amount. You can find it over here, and then you can just click the claim button, and you need to approve your transaction on Phantom or any other wallet, and you will receive the SLNA token, the airdrop token from you. You can trade them, you can do whatever you want, you can hold them, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so right now, yeah, so I'll just show you the staking functionality because they have right now enhanced it or upgraded it in order to also make sure they are accustomed to the new feature, which is distributing the SLNA token for the people who stake Sol USD on the interface. Okay, so that was more or less like their about their governance token. It's not about their governance, it's just about their token, but more or less the governance, if you have already understood like Saber governance or any other some of the other protocols governance, it'll be more or less similar, I would say. Okay, but there could be different mechanics based on the protocols, based on their tokens and so on, but more or less it'll be the same. So congratulations if you have already received the airdrop. I'm pretty sure some of you or most of you who have watched that first video did, but let's get back to the staking part. Okay, so basically in this case, now what I'm going to do is just since um, I created a pool, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to withdraw, let's say whatever, like let's say I want to withdraw like 100 something, okay, from this. So I go here because what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to show you how to actually go ahead and stake Sol USD and actually start earning SLNA token or the governance token, how you can do that. All right, so let's see. Okay, that's done. Yeah, as you see, 100 is minus. Now you can see 100. Okay, so this will be in my wallet. So what I need to do is I need to go back to Saber. Okay, since I have deposited in this pool, I'm, I'm going to have to go back to Saber in order to actually exchange it for any token that I want. And what do I need to do on Saber? Connect my wallet. Okay, it's already connected. That's great. Now I want to withdraw. Okay, I want to withdraw. Let's say I can now here also, since it's a one-sided pool, I can choose to withdraw like 50% here, 50% Sol USD, 50% this, but I always usually go for like 100% or any whatever like token. I just choose one, but you can either you can withdraw it in USDT form or you can withdraw it in USD form. Now, if you ask why, because that's one of the benefits of using like stable pools is because you can convert the 100% of the amount to either one of the token. Okay, and since it's a single-sided pool, you can choose to withdraw liquidity for one side. Okay, all right, so great. I'm going to use Sol USD. Make sure, bam, bam, bam. Okay, um, okay. All right, so just give it a second. So, all right, there you go. All right, so withdrawing. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's gonna take, yeah, just give it a moment. Mhm. Okay, yeah, so basically, let's see if it appears. Okay, it's not yet. Let's go hit this confirm. Sometimes, it happens, but it's nothing. If your transaction actually doesn't go through, you don't pay any fee on Solana, okay, because it just cancels the operation itself, okay. But anyways, so if you want to see what's going on with your transaction, okay, there you go. So it's confirmed on the Explorer. Now if you see, it's already a success on the Explorer, and if you go ahead and see over here, you won't find that 100 liquidity. Okay, so now I have solUST. How do I know that? If you go to a wallet and just check your wallet, you will figure that out. All right. Just a second. All right, there you go. So you have it. So you have withdrawn. I've shown you how to go ahead and withdraw from liquidity from a liquidity pool that you already created using Saber. And now we are going to see how you can actually stake your Sol UST on the interface of Soluna DAO. On this interface, stake option, come here, click on max, whatever amount you're comfortable with, and now how you can actually go ahead and actually start earning or farming SLNA tokens, or how you can acquire SLNA tokens, because there's no other way to acquire. There's only the rare airdrop if you have received it, and also by farming it through this query. Okay, and right now if you see here, like okay, I need to approve. There are multiple transactions, so that's pretty normal. So go ahead and do that, because there are two things what's going on. First is you are approving a transaction. The first transaction is to go ahead and stake it, and then second of all, it goes ahead and adds that staked SOL into the query, and that's why, as you see over here, it said deposit query. Okay, so once it deposits to the query, you can start earning some SLNA tokens. So as you see over here, this will automatically start increasing. All right, so if you see 11236, yeah, yeah, take some time, but anyways, you don't have to worry about that. If you just come back, you see, so you start earning some interest over here, and you can also see like how much SLNA tokens you would be receiving each day. All right, so as you see, it's slowly moving, but you don't have to worry about that. You can just come back at a later stage, just add your liquidity, and make sure you're comfortable with all the risk, and you know what you're doing. And I think this whole video explains you everything in detail. The links, as usual, is going to be in the video description. I hope you have understood both the topics. One is how to go ahead and add liquidity on Saber, become a liquidity provider, and earn trading fees, and also mine the Saber token. And also the second thing is we have taken a look at the Soluna DAO's, the governance token, and who are the people who receive the token, and how you can actually mine the Soluna token, the governance token. All right, so I hope that explains everything. All right, so now you need to have a nice weekend. I need to have a nice weekend. So have a nice weekend. All right, I'll see you when I see you. Take care. Bye now.